welcome back to Art a la carte. In this episode, I'm going to talk about something that sounds really easy, but it actually gives a lot of artists a hard time. A lot of you will write to me or comment on the videos that you're having a hard time with this, and so I thought I would do a video, and I know it kind of, to some people might sound, wow, this is always silly, stupid sounding video, but it is something hard to be able to get down, and that is how to draw a circle. The first thing I tell anyone who's having a hard time drawing anything is three things, and this is something that was passed down to me from a Disney animator who worked at Disney, and this is his advice to me to help encourage me, and I have passed this down to my students ever since. If you want to get better at drawing or anything, you need to practice, practice, practice. Now I know that sounds easy, and I know that's just kind of like the typical normal answer that every artist gives you, but it's true. You have to practice, practice, practice. But the thing is you have to practice the right way if you want to get better. If you practice doing something wrong, the only thing you're going to get better at is doing something wrong. So to draw a perfect circle, one, you can use a template or a stencil and be able to trace around that. Or if you have something in your house that's circular, I have like this cup here, I can put this down, draw around it, and I'll get a great circle. The only thing is it will always be this size. I'll have to find something smaller if I want to get a smaller circle. So using a template or a stencil or something to trace around, though works sometimes, isn't always going to help you because you might not always need this size. It's really good for us as artists to learn how to draw on our own and not have to rely on something else to trace around. So the first step in drawing our circle is how to hold your pencil. And a lot of people, when they go to draw things, they hold their pencil with this death grip. If you can see white along your finger, if you have like this death grip on your pencil, you're holding your pencil too tight. You should be really loose and hold it gently. Now, some artists will tell you to hold your pencil way back here. And what this does is it lessens your control of the pencil and lets the pencil do kind of really what it wants to do. So a lot of people, when they sketch, they will hold their pencil way back here as they begin to sketch whatever it is they want to draw. And that works for me sometimes, but a lot of times I do like to hold it up a little bit closer, or sometimes I'll hold it, like off to the side here, but I'm still up a little bit closer. But generally I'll just hold it however is comfortable for me. And a lot of you guys ask, this is another thing that people ask me all the time, are you left-handed or is your camera backwards? Actually, I'm left-handed, so I hold my pencil like this. So if you're right-handed, I don't know, this is how I would hold it if I was right-handed, but this feels really weird. I should do a challenge video on drawing right-handed because everyone's like, I've actually received comments from people, and if you're the one who commented, so however it feels comfortable to hold it to you. The reason I hold my pencil this way is because I can get full range of motion of my fingers, I can get the full range of motion of my wrists, and I can get full range of my arm by holding like this. If I hold my pencil, like this, I'm only going to get just a little bit of range, where this one I can do all sorts of ranges with this. So once you find out how you like to hold your pencil, and remember holding it lightly, what you're going to do is start a phantom circle. That means you're going to start moving your whole hand, not just your fingers, and you're going to start going in a circle. Now I've seen a lot of my art students do this. When they go to start to draw, they'll put their pencil down and they'll start to push very darkly and heavily on their paper, and they bring this all the way around, and boom, you got your circle. But it's got some bumps or curves, and again, I've practiced with circles a lot, so I can draw these circles this way, but a lot of times you're going to get circles that are going to be like lima beans instead, and that's because you're concentrating too much on the line and not on the shape. So don't try to go for that dark line. Another reason to not want to draw your shapes dark like this is that in my tutorials I teach a method where we draw our shapes and bases up first, and then we go to erase those. So if I were to lay this lead down this hard with my gummy eraser and try to erase that up, it's not going to bring hardly anything up. And even if I bring in my really heavy duty eraser and try to erase, guess what? Those lines are not going to come up very easily. Where if I draw lightly, I can go over here and I can erase my lines. So especially if you're drawing your circles to be a guideline for your drawing, make sure to draw them lightly with a light hand. Alright, so when you're ready to start drawing your actual pencil, you're going to do what is called the phantom circle. You're going to hold your pencil as if it's ready to touch the paper, but you're not actually going to let it touch. You're going to begin to spin your hand in a circle, round and round and round and round, but you're not actually touching the paper yet. You're building up that shape. Now if you do it faster and you look at your hand, you're going to actually start to see that circle. Then you slowly begin to put the pencil to the paper very lightly, and you're going to get these kind of warped tons of lines of a circle. Once you have the shape and the size that you want, and you have 3 million lines, then you begin to define. So now you can go back in and it kind of gives you that guideline of where you want your circle to be. So I can take my pencil back in here and I can just very lightly go in here and kind of pick those lines that I want to go with. Find that perfect circle shape. Because I drew really, really lightly, it's then really easy for me to go back with my eraser and erase up the lines that I don't need. Sometimes in erasing this, I'll erase almost all of my lines, and I'll need to go back in and sharpen that up. Now this seems like a lot of steps to get a simple circle. And a lot of you might think, this seems like too many steps. But no, this is just the steps of when you first start off. Does it take me this long to draw a circle now? No, it doesn't. If I want to draw a circle now, I'll just put in some very, very light, just a couple of lines, and then boom, I've got my circle shape. I have my guidelines. And I can even begin to draw my circles without going around in a phantom, by just doing small little phantom rounds, and I can get my circle. And I can also, because I've practiced, I can just go ahead and draw out a circle and usually get a fairly round one. But this is because I put into practice the advice that my artist friend gave me in practicing. So I would take entire sheets of paper and go around and just draw circles. Don't draw them all the same size, otherwise your hand is going to get used to drawing just this size circle. You want your hand to really be ready to draw any size circle you need. If it's a larger circle and it's larger than your hand can bend, use your whole arm to go around that circle. The circle is a shape that you're going to use a lot in drawing, so it definitely benefits you if you can learn to draw your circle shape. And this technique worked for me. It may not work for you, but don't give up on it after the first couple of times. You know, draw 500 circles using this method, and after 500 circles, if it's not working for you, then try a different method. But give yourself time to practice and learn this. Don't just try it for 5 minutes and go, oh, this didn't work. Just remember, anything you want to do well takes a little time and practice for it. So draw a bowl of grapes or Cheerios floating in the milk. There's my Cheerio. Or draw a whole bunch of faces looking at you, encouraging you on. Keep drawing! You can do it. I have a mustache. I'm sleeping. Hopefully this helped you guys, especially if you were one of the very many people who asked me, how do I draw a circle? This kind of gives you the kind of the steps that I use to teach myself to draw a circle. And I know a lot of artists actually do use this method, so hopefully it will work for you. If it does, let me know in the comments below, or if there's a different method that you'd like to use for drawing circles, let us know. That's how artists grow, is they share information and encourage one another. So tell us your method in the comment box below. And until next time, God bless you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.